Your time is now. Stop waiting and start living. Welcome everyone. I need you to hear me today. Really hear me, not just listen. Not just nod your head. I need these words to reach your soul. Because I am about to tell you something that could change the entire direction of your life. Are you ready? Here it is. Your time is now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year. Now. Right now, this very moment while you are watching this video. You have been waiting. I know you have. You have been waiting for the right moment. You have been waiting for the perfect time. You have been waiting for the stars to align. You have been waiting until you feel ready. You have been waiting until you have enough money. You have been waiting until you are smart enough. You have been waiting until the fear goes away. But let me tell you the truth that will set you free. The perfect moment does not exist. It never has. It never will. The only moment you have is this one. And if you waste this one, waiting for a better one, you will waste your entire life. I have seen too many people die with their dreams still inside them. Too many people reach the end of their lives and say, I wish I had started sooner. Too many people sit in the waiting room of life, waiting for their name to be called, not realizing that nobody is going to call their name. You have to stand up and call your own name. You have to decide that your time is now. You have to stop waiting and start doing. So sit down, pay attention, and let me show you why your time is now. Not someday, not eventually. Now. Lesson 1. Stop waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time is a myth. It does not exist. It has never existed. And it will never exist. There has never been a moment in history when the conditions were perfect for anything. Every great thing that was ever created was created in imperfect conditions. Every successful person started when the time was not right. Every great achievement began in chaos and uncertainty. Think about it. Was the time right when a group of people decided to put a man on the moon? No, they did not have the technology. They did not have the knowledge. They did not have the experience. But they started anyway. Was the time right when someone decided to build the first airplane? No, everyone said it was impossible. Everyone said humans were not meant to fly. But they built it anyway. Was the time right when you were born? Probably not. Your parents probably were not perfectly ready. But here you are. The perfect time is an excuse. It is a lie your brain tells you to keep you safe. It is a trick to keep you in the same place. Because if you are always waiting for the perfect time, you never have to face the fear of starting. You never have to deal with the risk of failure. You never have to experience the discomfort of doing something new. And your brain loves that. Your brain loves comfort. Your brain loves safety. Your brain loves the familiar. But your dreams do not live in comfort. Your goals do not live in safety. Your potential does not live in the familiar. They live in the unknown, in the uncomfortable, in the scary, in the uncertain. And the only way to reach them is to stop waiting and start moving. Solution: the next time you catch yourself saying, I will start when the time is right, stop. Say instead, the time will never be right, so I will start now. Replace the myth of perfect timing with the reality of right now. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today. Not tomorrow, not someday. Today. Lesson 2. Procrastination is a dream killer. Let me tell you about the biggest dream killer in the world. It is not failure. It is not rejection. It is not lack of talent. It is not lack of money. The biggest dream killer in the world is procrastination. The habit of putting things off until later. The habit of saying, I will do it tomorrow. The habit of choosing comfort today over progress today. Procrastination is sneaky. It does not look dangerous. It does not feel dangerous. It feels normal. It feels reasonable. It feels logical. Of course I will do it tomorrow. Of course I need more time. Of course I should wait until I am ready. But behind those reasonable words is a deadly pattern. A pattern that steals your time, your potential, and your dreams. One day at a time. Every day you procrastinate, you fall further behind. Every tomorrow that you promise becomes a yesterday that you wasted. Every later becomes a never, and before you know it, weeks have passed, months have passed, years have passed, and you have not moved an inch. You are exactly where you were, doing the same things, making the same excuses, living the same life, while the clock keeps ticking and your opportunities keep disappearing. I want you to think about procrastination as a thief, not a violent thief who breaks into your house, a silent thief. A thief who sneaks in while you are sleeping and steals your most valuable possession, your time, your future, your dreams. You do not even notice until years later when you look around and realize that everything you wanted has been stolen from you. And the thief's name is procrastination. Solution: use the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it right now. Do not put it off. Do not add it to a list. Do it now. For bigger tasks, use the just start rule. Tell yourself, I will just start for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. You will find that once you start, it is hard to stop. Starting is the hardest part. Once you are in motion, momentum takes over. So just start. Right now. Not in 5 minutes. Not after this video. Now. Lesson 3. The myth of later. Later. Such a small word. Such a harmless word, but it is one of the most dangerous words in any language, because later almost always means never. Think about all the things you said you would do later. Learn a new language. Later. Start exercising. Later. Read that book. Later. Start that business. Later. Call that person. Later. Chase that dream. Later. How many of those things have you actually done? Be honest. Probably very few. Because later is a lie. It is a comfortable lie that makes you feel like you still have time, like you have not really given up, like the dream is still alive. But it is not. Every time you say later, the dream gets a little weaker. The fire gets a little colder. The motivation fades a little more, until one day, later becomes too late. And you cannot get it back. I want you to delete the word later from your vocabulary, replace it with now. I will learn English now. I will start exercising now. I will read that book now. I will start that project now. I will make that phone call now. Now. Not later, now. Because now is all you have. Later is not guaranteed. Later is not promised. Later might never come. Think about all the people who said they would start their diet on Monday, and Monday came and went. Then they said next Monday, and that Monday came and went. Then they said next month, then next year, and they are still waiting for the right Monday to begin. There is no right Monday, there is only today. Start today, start now, stop saying later. Solution: make a list of everything you have been putting off, everything you have said later to. Then choose the most important one and do it today. Not perfectly, not completely, just start it. Take the first step, send the first email, write the first paragraph, make the first phone call. Break the pattern of later by taking action now. One step is all it takes to break the cycle. Lesson 4. Start messy. Start ugly. Just start. One of the biggest reasons people never start is because they want everything to be perfect before they begin. They want the perfect plan, the perfect website, the perfect product, the perfect moment, the perfect everything. And because nothing is ever perfect, they never start. But here is what I need you to understand. Done is better than perfect. A messy start is better than no start. An ugly first draft is better than a blank page. A terrible first video is better than an idea that stays in your head forever. A bad first attempt is better than a lifetime of wondering what if. Every successful business started messy. Every best-selling book started as a terrible first draft. Every beautiful painting started as random lines on a canvas. Every amazing athlete started as a clumsy beginner. Nobody starts perfect, nobody. But the people who succeed are the ones who start anyway. They start before they are ready. They start before they are confident. They start before they know what they are doing, and they figure it out along the way. You do not need to have everything figured out before you start. You just need to take the first step, and then the next step, and then the next one. Each step will teach you something. Each step will show you the way. Each step will bring clarity. But only if you take it. You cannot see the next step from where you are standing. You have to move forward to see it. Solution: Lower your standards for starting, not for finishing. For starting, allow yourself to be bad at the beginning. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Allow yourself to look foolish. Give yourself permission to produce terrible work at first, because terrible work can be improved. But work that does not exist cannot be improved. Start ugly, start messy, start scared. Just start. Lesson 5. Age does not matter. Stop using it as an excuse. I am too old to start. I hear this excuse all the time. People who are 30 say they are too old. People who are 40 say they are too old. Even people who are 25 say they are too old. Too old for what? Too old to learn. Too old to grow. Too old to chase a dream. That is nonsense, complete and total nonsense. Colonel Sanders started his famous chicken business when he was 65 years old. He was rejected over 1,000 times before someone said yes. He could have said, I am too old. But he did not. And he built one of the most famous food brands in the world. There are people who learned to paint at 70. People who got their college degree at 80. People who started running marathons at 60. People who learned new languages at 50. Age is just a number. It does not define what you can or cannot do. The only thing that defines what you can do is your willingness to try. And if you think you are too young, that is also nonsense. There are teenagers who have started businesses, young people who have created apps used by millions, students who have written books. Age is not a qualification. It is not a requirement. It is not a barrier. It is just a number, and numbers do not determine your destiny. Your effort does. Your determination does. Your refusal to give up does. Solution: stop counting your years and start counting your actions. It does not matter how old you are. What matters is what you do with the time you have left. Whether you are 20 or 60, you have today. And today is enough to start something great. So start. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Plant your tree, water it, and watch it grow, no matter your age. Lesson 6. Fear of starting is worse than failing. Most people think failure is the worst thing that can happen, but it is not. The worst thing that can happen is never starting. Because when you fail, at least you tried. You learned something, you grew, you moved forward. But when you never start, you gain nothing. You learn nothing. You stay exactly where you are. And you carry the weight of wondering what if for the rest of your life. The fear of starting is a liar. It tells you that starting is dangerous. It tells you that you will fail. It tells you that people will laugh at you. It tells you that you will lose everything. But none of that is true. Starting is not dangerous. Staying where you are is dangerous. Not trying is the real risk. Not starting is the real failure. I would rather try and fail 100 times than never try at all. Because at least after 100 failures, I know what does not work. I have learned 100 lessons. I am 100 times stronger. But the person who never started has nothing. No lessons, no growth, no stories, no experience, just regret. Think about the things in your life that you are most proud of. The things that made you who you are. Were any of them easy? Were any of them comfortable? Were any of them risk-free? Probably not. The things you are most proud of were probably the scariest things you ever did, the hardest decisions you ever made, the biggest risks you ever took. And you survived them. You thrived because of them. Solution: make friends with fear. Do not try to eliminate it. You cannot. Fear is natural, fear is human, but fear does not have to control you. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Let fear be your companion, not your commander. When you feel afraid, that means you are about to do something important. That means you are about to grow. That means you are on the edge of something great. So lean into the fear, walk toward it, through it, and discover what is waiting on the other side. Lesson 7. The power of the first step. The first step is the most powerful step you will ever take. Not because it gets you to your destination, it does not. The first step barely moves you at all. But it does something much more important. It breaks the spell. It breaks the spell of inaction. It breaks the spell of fear. It breaks the spell of procrastination. It breaks the spell of waiting. Before the first step, everything is theoretical. Everything is a maybe. Everything is a someday. But after the first step, everything changes. The dream becomes a plan. The idea becomes an action. The fear becomes excitement. The impossible becomes possible, all because of one tiny step. Think about a rocket. A rocket uses most of its fuel during takeoff. Getting off the ground is the hardest part. It takes the most energy. It creates the most resistance. But once the rocket is in the air, it needs less and less fuel. It moves faster and faster with less effort. Your life is the same. The first step is the hardest. It takes the most energy. It creates the most resistance. But once you are moving, everything gets easier. You do not need to know the entire path. You do not need to see the finish line. You just need to see the first step. And take it. The path will reveal itself as you walk. The answers will come as you move. The clarity will appear as you act. But none of that happens while you are standing still. You have to move. You have to take that first step, even if it is the smallest step in the world. Even if it is barely a step at all, take it. Solution: identify one thing you want to achieve, one dream, one goal. Now ask yourself, what is the absolute smallest step I can take toward it right now? Not the biggest step, the smallest. If you want to write a book, the smallest step is writing one sentence. If you want to get fit, the smallest step is doing one push-up. If you want to learn English, the smallest step is learning one word. Take that smallest step. Right now, today, and then take another one tomorrow, and another one the day after. Small steps taken consistently lead to incredible destinations. Lesson 8. Momentum changes everything. Once you take the first step, something magical happens. Momentum. Momentum is the force that keeps you moving after you start. It is the energy that builds as you take action. It is the power that makes each step easier than the last. Think about pushing a heavy ball. At first, it takes all your strength just to get it moving. You push and push and push, and it barely moves. But once it starts rolling, it gets easier, and easier, and easier, until the ball is rolling so fast that you can barely keep up. That is momentum, and it works the same way in your life. When you start working on your dream, the first few days are the hardest. Everything feels difficult. Everything takes forever. You do not see results. You feel like giving up. But if you push through those first few days, momentum starts to build. The work gets easier. The ideas flow faster. The progress becomes visible. And before you know it, you are moving at a speed you never thought possible. But here is the key. Momentum requires consistency. You cannot take a step on Monday and then wait until Friday to take the next one. You have to take a step every single day, even small steps, even tiny steps. Because every step adds to the momentum, and every day you skip breaks it. Building momentum takes time. Breaking momentum takes one day off. Solution: commit to doing something toward your goal every single day. No days off, not even weekends, not even holidays, not even when you do not feel like it. It does not have to be a big thing. It can be 5 minutes of practice, 1 page of reading, 1 paragraph of writing, 1 phone call. But do something every single day. Protect your momentum like you protect your most valuable possession. Because momentum is your most valuable possession, it is the difference between a dream that dies and a dream that comes alive. Lesson 9. What if it works? You spend so much time asking yourself, what if I fail? But have you ever asked yourself, what if I succeed? What if it works? What if the business takes off? What if the book becomes popular? What if the idea changes everything? What if your life transforms? What if your wildest dream comes true? We are so focused on the possibility of failure that we forget about the possibility of success. We spend so much energy imagining the worst case that we never imagine the best case. And that is a tragedy. Because the best case is just as possible as the worst case, maybe even more possible. But you will never know unless you try. What if the video you make goes viral? What if the business you start becomes huge? What if the skill you learn changes your career? What if the person you talk to becomes your best friend? What if the risk you take pays off in ways you never imagined? What if this is the year everything changes? What if your time is now? These questions are just as valid as the fear questions. But they are much more exciting, much more motivating, much more energizing. So instead of asking, what if I fail, Start asking, what if I succeed? Let the possibility of success pull you forward instead of the fear of failure holding you back. Solution: take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. On the left side, write, what if I do not start? On the right side, write, what if I do start? Fill both sides with honest answers. I think you will find that the risk of not starting is much greater than the risk of starting. The pain of regret is much greater than the pain of failure. The cost of inaction is much greater than the cost of action. Let this exercise give you the courage to start. Lesson 10. The urgency mindset. Most people live with a someday mindset. Someday I will travel. Someday I will be happy. Someday I will follow my passion. Someday I will start living. But successful people live with an urgency mindset. They know that time is limited. They know that nothing is guaranteed. They know that someday might never come, so they act now. They start now. They live now. The urgency mindset is not about panic. It is not about stress. It is not about rushing through life. It is about intention. It is about making every day count. It is about treating time like the precious resource it is. It is about refusing to waste even one more day doing things that do not matter. When you live with urgency, you make better decisions. You spend your time on things that matter. You say no to distractions. You say yes to opportunities. You stop putting things off. You start taking action immediately. You stop drifting and start driving. You stop surviving and start thriving. Urgency comes from awareness. Awareness that life is short. Awareness that time is passing. Awareness that you are not guaranteed tomorrow. When you truly understand these things, when you truly accept them, urgency becomes natural. You do not have to force it. It just happens. Because when you know that your time is limited, you stop wasting it on things that do not matter. Solution: imagine that you have 1 year left to live. Just 1 year. What would you do? Write it down. Everything. Every dream you would chase. Every person you would call. Every place you would visit. Every conversation you would have. Now look at that list and ask yourself, why am I not doing these things now? You do not need to be dying to start living. Start living right now, with urgency, with intention, with passion, with purpose. Lesson 11. Done is better than perfect. Perfectionism is a form of procrastination. Let me say that again because it is important. Perfectionism is a form of procrastination. It looks different. It feels different. It sounds different. But it has the same result. Nothing gets done. The perfectionist says, I cannot release this until it is perfect. The procrastinator says, I will do it later. Both of them end up in the same place. Standing still. Going nowhere, producing nothing. The difference is the perfectionist feels noble about it. They think they have high standards, but really they are just afraid. Afraid that their work is not good enough. Afraid that people will judge them. Afraid that they will be exposed as a fraud. But here is the truth. Nothing will ever be perfect. Nothing. Not your work. Not your plan. Not your product. Not your art. Not your life. Perfection does not exist in the real world. It only exists in your imagination. And if you wait for perfection, you will wait forever. The most successful people in the world are not perfectionists. They are people who ship. They release their work into the world knowing it is not perfect. They put their ideas out there knowing they will be criticized. They take action knowing they will make mistakes. And then they improve, they fix, they adjust, they get better over time. But they only get better because they started. You cannot improve something that does not exist. Solution: for the next project you are working on, give yourself a deadline, a hard deadline. And when that deadline comes, release whatever you have, even if it is not perfect, even if it makes you uncomfortable, even if you want just one more day. Release it, put it out there, and then start working on making it better. Progress over perfection. Action over analysis. Movement over meditation. Done is better than perfect, always. Lesson 12. Your time is now, not later. Everything I have said in this video comes down to one simple truth. Your time is now, not later, not tomorrow, not when the conditions are right, not when you feel ready, not when the stars align. Now. This moment, this breath, this heartbeat, this is your time. You have been given the gift of today. You woke up this morning, your heart is beating, your lungs are working, your brain is functioning. That is more than enough to start. That is more than enough to take action. That is more than enough to change your life. Do not waste another day. Do not waste another hour. Do not waste another minute. Your life is happening right now, not in some imaginary future, not in some perfect scenario. Right now, in this messy, imperfect, uncertain, beautiful moment. This is it. This is your chance. This is your time. I have seen people waste decades waiting for the economy to improve, waiting for their kids to grow up, waiting for retirement, waiting for a sign from the universe, waiting for something to change. But nothing changes unless you change it. Nothing happens unless you make it happen. Nothing starts unless you start it. You are the change you have been waiting for. You are the sign you have been looking for. You are the answer to your own prayers. Solution: close your eyes for one moment. Take a deep breath and make a decision. A real decision. Not a wish, not a hope, not a maybe. A decision. Decide right now that you are done waiting. Decide right now that your time is now. Decide right now that you will take action today. Not tomorrow, today. And then open your eyes and do something. Anything. As long as it moves you forward. Because forward is the only direction that matters. Lesson 13. Seize this moment. It will not come again. This is the final lesson. And I want you to feel it in every cell of your body. This moment right here, this exact moment, will never come again. Once it passes, it is gone forever. You will never be this young again. You will never have this exact opportunity again. You will never be in this exact place at this exact time with these exact possibilities again. This moment is unique, it is precious, it is irreplaceable, and it is yours. What will you do with it? Will you waste it scrolling through your phone? Will you waste it watching other people live their dreams? Will you waste it making excuses about why you cannot start? Or will you seize it? Will you grab it with both hands and make something beautiful out of it? Will you use it to take the first step toward the life you have always dreamed of? The choice is yours. It has always been yours. Nobody can make this choice for you. Nobody can take this step for you. Nobody can live your life for you. It is all on you. Every decision, every action, every moment, all of it is yours to use or to waste. And I am begging you, do not waste it. Do not let this moment pass without doing something meaningful, something brave, something that moves you closer to your dreams. Years from now, you will look back on this moment and either say, that was the moment I decided to change my life, or you will say, that was just another video I watched and forgot about. The difference between those two outcomes is one thing. Action. What you do after this video ends determines which story you will tell. If this video touched you, if you feel something stirring inside you right now, if you are ready to stop waiting and start doing, then please subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button, share this video with someone who is still waiting, someone who is still stuck, someone who needs to hear that their time is now, because they need this message just as much as you do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here in this moment with me. Now go. Go and do the thing you have been putting off. Go and chase the dream you have been ignoring. Go and become the person you have been waiting to become. Your time is now. Not later, not someday. Now, I believe in you. The world is waiting for you. Go and show it what you are made of.